Yes, sir. Let me tell you a story about Billy Joe and Bobby Sue. Two young people had nothing better to do. Sit around the house, get high, and watch the tube. All right, here we go. Welcome to Mr. Raider tonight, and guess what? It's the eve before the holiday for the holiday weekend. In fact, it's one of those holidays that most of you forget about, but hey, those of us that are fortunate enough to be fathers, man, it's the most important holiday of the year to us. We are very lucky to be those guys. I just want to talk about my family a little bit tonight, my children, and just the way things started out, and my kids growing up, and some of the things that we did, and some of what we call Raiderisms now, but just some of the things I talk about in life. My kids have always grown up knowing that, hey, if you can't play like the big kids, don't play with the big kids. Every one of them. I don't care if we had the hoop in our yard and one of my children came to me crying and saying, hey man, they're doing this. I'm like, well man, that's how we play. Because that's how life is with everything. Been trying to prepare my kids for life their whole life. In fact, I've told my children, and thank you, Alex, Courtney, Darian, Caden, and Javin, love you all. Love you very much. Okay? My grandchildren, Avery, Genevieve, and Tadex. Love you also. I'm flattered to be this guy, to be able to share the love that they bring me and the gratitude, the satisfaction, heartaches, just everyday life that you go through with having children. And I used to think I just wanted boys, but thank God I had the girls first, man, and got the opportunity to have the boys later and see the full realm of parenting with both boys and girls, man. And I hope a lot of you get that same opportunity. I want to kind of go back to when Alex was being born, because I was living in California at the time, and my wife Tanya at the time was in Ogden having Alex. And I was able to hear Alex be born over the phone. This is my oldest child. Yes, let's go to my oldest. Thank you, Sheld. We're going to start chronologically from the oldest through a little bit, and I'm just going to, a quick piece. But I was able to hear her be born over the phone. And the funny thing about that is, to me, man, I'm in Cali listening to her be born over the phone, and Tanya's screaming. And she was frustrated because they gave her the opportunity to get the epidural earlier, and she didn't take it. And then by the time she said yes, it was too late. So now she's cussing me out over the phone a little bit about the pain she was going through having Alex. But to me, it was fun. And then I get to fly out a week later to Salt Lake and go see Alex from California. But that's one of the moments with Alex that I remember at her birth, only because she's the only one. And Alex, I'm sorry, baby, but the rest of them, I was actually in the room and was able to cut the umbilical cord on the other four. So for me, that was something that the miracle of having children and being able to watch it, and the way birthing rooms are nowadays and everything, it just makes it so nice, and the doctor, but that was my Alex experience. Courtney, very first child that I get the experience. She's my second. My brother had just had a boy just a month before. Alex actually was born, so we'll get back. Alex was born July 22nd, okay, 1988. 2 years later, my daughter Courtney was born on July 23rd, 1990, okay? Apparently we got pregnant on Halloween for both girls. Tanya, you know, it's probably true, but we figured that was the case. We used to have some great Halloween parties. So anyway, Courtney is the first child that, with Alex, we knew Alex was a girl. Courtney, we chose not to go get the paternity test. We just decided we were going to go with it, and whatever happens, happens. Well, Tanya said because of the way she's carrying the baby that she's believing it's a boy. Well, my brother just had a boy on June 15th, just before Courtney's getting ready to be born. Courtney comes out of the womb, comes out into the God's great gift of this life that we have in that hospital room. And I looked, and I swear to God, I saw testicles on her. And I was ready to go, and I thank God I didn't, because the nurse goes, it's a girl. Y'all, I did kind of cry. It was a little selfish. Courtney already knows this story, but I'm just being honest with you. Okay, this is my second child. Reason I'm hoping it's a boy. My brother just had a boy. And by the way, I didn't let y'all know this. My nephew Trent is born on my brother Chris's birthday. My brother has his boy on his birthday, man. I'm ready to have my boys so our boys can grow up only a month apart, cousins, doing their thing as Hartmans, okay? We have Courtney. Now, though, she was beautiful. Sad thing for me with Court is she gets some more time on this because there's a photo of me holding Courtney and I'm looking at her. And I'm not looking the happiest, and people even notice that, but I am happy. I'm happy I got this daughter, right? She's perfect. 10 fingers, 10 toes, arms, legs. She's gorgeous, okay? So I called my brother Chris to let him know, hey, man, had a girl. He goes, that's all right. He goes, you know what I see, Sean? Because the way you play ball and the way you are with the girls and you're going to be, he goes, I see you and your two girls down at the park playing 3-on-3 and hooping everybody. Bro, that brought me right back to, okay, man, things are good. But that was Courtney's story. Okay. So now we'll get to Derry real quick. Derry's my third child. She's with my second wife, Subi. Yeah, Subi. I love Subi. Not that I don't love Tanya as well still, but yeah, I love Subi. But anyway, one morning, Subi's sitting at the end of the bed, standing there getting dressed, and I kind of noticed a little pooch on her belly a little bit, man, and she had not been feeling well, and so I didn't want to say anything, but she kind of felt it, and we talked about it, and she's like, all right, you know what I mean? She went, sure enough. We're pregnant with my third child. I should say our third child. My third, but hers and my first. But the way things are with Tanya and Sue and the way we are with the grandkids and everything, it's our kids, which I love that. That's so great about the family that I'm. Scott, Tanya's husband, Brock, my son-in-law, Caden, my son-in-law, you know, everything. It's a treat. It's really a treat. I love it. So anyway, Sue goes to the doctor. I'm at work. We're getting ready to go to Lake Powell on our first 10-day houseboat trip that either one of us had ever been on. She comes to the shop that I'm working at, the Tire Zone at the time, and comes in and says, and before she even got to me, I saw my buddy Polly in the background doing this. Okay, well, I already knew. Sue's crying. But she was crying because she was happy, but she wasn't sure. You know, I was like, hey, we're good. But she's like, we're going to Lake Powell. So, you know what I mean? It kind of put a little, but it was good. So that's my story with Darian being born. Okay, where we then when, not all of that. Then we find out that she's a girl. And Subi cried because she knew that I really wanted a boy because I'd had the two girls with Tanya. Hey, look, I already got the two girls, man. What's one more? I love them. You know, as a girl, kids are kids. They're healthy. We're good. So now we'll get to Caden. Oh, and by the way, Darian is born January 27th, 1995. Yes. January 27th, 1995. So then we get to Caden. I'd been wanting a boy for a long time, man. So I got a good friend named Super, Curtis Jones, Super 8. God rest your soul, my man. Love you. We used to be laughing about this, about me having the 3 girls, and I'm telling him, man, this time I'm going to have a boy. Well, he said, you know what? I hope you slowed down. I go, what do you mean? He goes, man, if you're going too quick at what you're doing when you guys are doing what you're doing to make babies, you're knocking the stem off the apple, okay? So I apparently slowed down with Caden. But one of the greatest things is about Caden is we go to the paternity test. They do the ultrasound. The gal doing the ultrasound does some circling with her little thing that she can show you with the little laser. Hey, here you go. I made her circle it really 3 times, okay, to make sure he had a tallywhacker, okay? Yes. And then once I was sure that he had the tallywhacker, I did one of those. I jumped up and I ran down the hall, clapping my hands, because I finally had a boy, for the fact that now I get to experience both sides of parenthood. But I'm glad I had the girls first, because it sure did humble me and tame me and let me think differently about raising kids right off the bat. But you know what? I never had boys' colors and girls' colors with my girls, and I've always told my girls this. You can do anything you want to do. Hell, I have free thinking children. Always wanted them to be. I told my girls always, you go do what you need to do to get where you want to go. And if you need a car, you buy the car. Don't hang out with a boy just because he's got a car. You go get your own damn car. Don't hang out with a boy because you think you need to. You hang out with him because you want to. That's how relationships start with you. And all my girls, I'm very proud. Very proud. 3 daughters. My oldest daughter never had her child till she was 30. My second daughter, Court, she didn't have her child till she was 25. And Darian, she's still not having a child, only because in this day and age, I've tried to educate them to let them get their ducks in a row first. And girls, thank you for listening and trying to just, be who you wanted to be first, and seeing that you needed to get responsible before you have those children, bringing them into the world, because it's a tough thing, man. Times have not been easy in the last while. But thank you, girls. So getting back to Caden. So I'm dancing up and down the hallway at the place. Got a boy, got a boy, got a boy. Caden's born. Well, all my kids, they've all grown up at either the ballpark or the gymnasium, because I've been a gym rat for County Rec basketball, and I've been a ballpark, for a better word, whore, maybe prostitute. My kids will understand that. They know. Because if somebody needed somebody to be playing, I don't care if I just finished playing a game and they needed me to play in the next game, I played 5 nights a week, weekends. The kids grew up this way. God bless you, kids, and thank you for allowing me to be able to take you to the ballpark with me. All of you. This gets to Caden right here, okay? So Caden finally born, gets back to my buddy Super 8. I'm playing in a national softball tournament in Salt Lake City, okay? Caden's born, it's a Labor Day weekend. He's born September 4th, okay? 2000. No, I lied. 98. Sorry. No, you cut that. It's 99. Okay, Caden's born September 4th, 1999, because he's right there, one of those babies last. Okay, so he's born September 4th. It's a Sunday. We're getting ready to leave the hospital. I got to go play softball. So we take him straight from the hospital. And the very first place Caden goes, right to the ballpark, West Valley Ballpark in Salt Lake. So my boy Super's there. I take I take Caden over to Super and say, Soup, here you go, man. And Soup was only like the third, maybe fourth person to ever hold Caden, ever. Because my buddy Pine came to the hospital and held him. He's a ball player with us. Good friend of mine, Pine, came up, held Caden, and then Super was the next one after we went out to the ballpark. Super was the very first one. And you know what I loved about what Soup did? Soup's holding him. Soup does a little tuck, smiles at me and goes, you learned how to slow it down, my man. It was great. It was one of those things. But that's my story with Caden, okay? Javin. All right. I was happy with the 3 girls, 1 boy, okay? I was happy. Caden's like getting ready to turn 4. I didn't have to go camping anymore, and the kids know it. The kids used to know, man, when you got the baby, it's like going camping. You got to get the diaper bag. You got to get the playpen. You got to get this. You got to get that. Hell, once they get toilet trained and all you got to do is take a couple backpacks for the kids and everybody, hey, life's much easier. We all know this. And, hey, we played a lot of ball. My kids know this. And then actually what happened is Subi says to me, because I was getting ready to get on her insurance, and I was going to get a vasectomy. So she says to me, let's see if we get a vasectomy, because I had to wait like 2 months to get on the insurance. She says to me, let's see if we get pregnant before you had the vasectomy. Guess what? Here's Javin. I was frustrated. I was like, man, really? My youngest is 4. I'm going to be 38. Having my 5th child. Do you know what that means? I got kids in the house till I'm 58. My kid isn't going to graduate, my youngest, till I'm 58. I thought it was a curse. Guess what it turned out to be, y'all? A hell of a blessing. A hell of a blessing, man. And then, being that he was a boy as well, when we went and had the paternity test and it was a boy, at that point, I didn't care if it was a boy or a girl. But then when it was another boy, I was like, all right, this kind of evens the odds. Because I want you to think about this. I got the 3 girls, Subi, Tanya, the ex, myself, and Caden, man. Oh, and by the way, we had a dog named Tessa, so she was on the girl's side too, okay? Right? Come on now. Javin evened up the sides. Okay, I liked it. It was great. And then I was happy that my boy Caden was able to have his brother Javin. I have stories with every one of them in terms of something I'd like to share. Alex, the one with you where we were hanging out, your mom doesn't know this, Tanya doesn't, but it doesn't matter. Remember when you were 5 and we were doing the alphabet and I was taking you home from you visiting me on the weekend and we got pulled over by the cops? And I had a 6-pack of beers sitting in the back seat. And one of them, for some reason, the top was off of it. Okay, and we were doing the alphabet. You were in kindergarten. And we got pulled over. So they took you out of the car, took you over to there, because I told them and they felt them. They knew they were hot. And you could tell that they're really bit. They took you to the car. And I don't know what happened in the cop car, but all I want to say to you is, they came back and told me that you were one of the most honest kids that they'd ever met, because they told you that we were on LMNO, and what kindergartner knows that you're on LMNO to tell the cops that, yes, we were going through the alphabet. Hey, that's what my one memory with you in terms of one of the crazy things that happened, okay? One of the crazy things that happened. I can't believe that. Yeah, and actually, when we were talking, in fact, when I was talking to the police officer about it, I told him I didn't even remember they were even in there. I was just taking you home. But you let him know, no. We didn't even see him. I got caught speeding. And the reason I was speeding is because we were doing the alphabet. All right, Courtney. My story in the car with you. Driving around in the Geo, and you were in the back seat drawing, and we used to give you pen and paper and stuff. And all of a sudden you were like, oh my gosh. And you were about 3, baby, okay? Maybe you were, yeah, right in there, 3, and Alex was 5. And you're riding back there and you go, oh my gosh, look what I drew. And you held up the paper and you had a scribble on it. And I swear I still have that paper somewhere. And there was a shape of a lemon and you go, look, I drew a lemon. Baby, that was one of my proudest moments ever with you, okay? That was great. I drew a lemon out of a scribble, but you could recognize a lemon. Awesome. And you remember that too, because we laugh about it all the time. All right, Darian. Car moment with you. Actually, sorry, it's not in the car, baby. It's on our bicycle when I was riding with you and I was on our way to the Northwest Community Center and you were sitting on the bike seat behind and we're pedaling because I was going to play softball. And we're coming down Wet North Temple, getting ready to turn right on 9th West. No, 10th West, I apologize. 10th West right there by the fairgrounds. And we see a big brother with no shirt on. He's got a Harley, and on his gas tank, there's a painting of a horse-drawn wagon. Okay, and he's wearing a helmet that's the old style motorcycle helmet that's just here, and with the little brim on it, and it's got the same thing on it. And I'm looking, thinking, damn, because, hey, in Salt Lake, there's not a lot of big brothers that are built like that. And as we came around the corner, Darian's like 3 years old, and this is in the day when they were playing in the NBA championships at this time against the Bulls in 97, 98. And it was the summer right after they had lost in 97, I believe. We come around the corner and I'm looking to see who it is, and all of a sudden my daughter Darian yells out, Karl Malone, and waves. Karl looks over and waves at her and goes, hi, baby. And I'm thinking, damn, my 3-year-old knew that was Karl Malone and I didn't. But I love it because I'm a Jazz fan. And at that time, it was the NBA playoffs and the finals. Okay, there they are. All right. My son, Caden. My first boy, okay? We're taking Darian to a soccer game one morning. And I've grown up fashionably late most of my life. And the kids, sorry about that on y'all, because you know you have a little of that in you as well. But Alex, you're very good about being punctual. The rest of them, they're the fashionably late kids. So we're on our way to a soccer game to take Darian to a soccer game. Darian's probably at this time 9. Caden's 5. We're driving down 9th East, and I got what I call the Mormon roadblock. Sorry, I live in Utah, okay? What I call that is when they just sit there and hang out with each other. Not one of them will take the lead because we're running a little late, man, and one of them will pull up. I needed somebody to move up so we could get to the soccer game. So I say to the kids, look at this clown in front of us, okay? And there was a little Astro minivan in front of us, a little white one. We're in the right lane. Finally, the car on the left lane pulls a little bit forward so we can come around. And we get up next to the Astro van. And I swear to goodness, y'all, It's a Saturday morning. It's like 8:50. The game starts at 9 where I need to go, right? It's 8:50 in the morning. We get up next to that Astro van, and there's a clown. There's a dude in a clown suit. There's a dude in a clown suit driving the Astro van. Do you know what my son Caden says to me? Dad, how did you know he was a clown? How many times, y'all, we've been driving down the street saying, man, would this clown please get out of our way? Right? Gosh, I can't believe it. And you get up next to him and it's really a clown, and your son, your son thinks that you're like Nostradamus, that you knew it was a clown driving that vehicle, okay? That's the great moment with that, okay? All right, my son Javin. We're going to go a little older with Javin because I do believe it was his 12th birthday, maybe his 11th birthday. But we had gone to Chuck E. Cheese, okay? Oh no, stop that. We've gone to Fiesta Fun, sorry. There ain't no Chuck E. Cheese in St. George, my bad. We went to Fiesta Fun, sorry. I'm reminiscing about another day. We go to Fiesta Fun, he has all his buddies with him, we have the pizza and whatnot. Well, they come home with me in my Kia minivan. I used to call it my Porsche, but you know. So they come home with me, and we might have to stop here in a second because I want to get this song on, okay? That song, We Are Young. Oh, talks about going to the bar, being higher than the Empire State Building. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Only because this night we had the windows down, bro. That song came on. All right, here we go. Javin and his buddies. The name of the band is Sun. No, I apologize. The name of the band is Fun, and this song is called Some Nights. Right?
No, it's called We Are Young.
Oh, it is called We Are Young. I thought so. See? I had a feeling it was, but We Are Young, this song. I'm bringing my son home. Javin. You hear this right here? I'm going to let you hear it for a second. He had just turned 11, okay? I have him and 5 other young men in my car, 11-year-olds. In my minivan, my Kia, baby. My Sedona, I loved it, silver. Anyway, I got him and his 5 buddies in there. And they are singing this song, and they are singing the chorus to perfection. Okay? 5 young men on my son's birthday. And you know what it made me think about? Being young. And when you're young, you have the whole world ahead of you, and we're going to set the world on fire. By the time you get to be 57, man, setting the world on fire gets a little bit tougher. But for me, that moment with Javin that night, I was young with y'all. Thank you. But that's the moment with Javin. Now, just getting back to all my kids being in the vehicle and stuff, and just some of these little Raiderisms, yeah, they know. They actually know. Here we go. Picture granddad. Great granddad is the, I got another, it's over there, but nobody cares. Great granddad, he's a little bit older than that, okay? But my kids all know that as we travel, I got to capture an audience in the car, right? Sorry about your luck. What's one of my favorite phrases, my boys and girls? It's magic and I fooled you and you don't like it. Okay, once upon a time, I saw this skit by Dana Carvey, and I swear I've been trying to find it and I can't. He's a punk rock magician, okay? So he sticks his hand into his pocket and he goes, "You'd like to see me pull a bird out of my pocket?" Everybody looks and he does this. And everybody boos him, and he starts laughing at him and looking at him, pointing, and goes, "Oh, it's magic, and I fooled you, and you don't like it." Well, my kids know that our whole lives, okay? Oh, and the other phrase my kids know, sorry about your luck, okay? Sometimes that's just the way the world works. Sorry about your luck. My squids and squirrels, okay? Subi, I know you're hating it. But she hated that I called the boys squids and the girls squirrels. That's what I had, squids and squirrels. 2 squids, 3 squirrels, man. Hey. Also, part of traveling, when we'd travel, music was one of the things that we did. Stevie Miller. AC/DC was always big with the kids too, which they enjoyed. But part of the magic that I had while we traveled, I could change the lights. Yeah, I could change a red light. I was magic, man. In fact, jabbing, we used to call it having light love, okay? Let's get some light love today on our way, especially when we were late. Well, what they didn't understand is I had my 2 older kids. I swear to goodness, Courtney and Alex, love you so much. Till they were like 10 and 8. They thought I could change the lights because I would watch over, or I'd watch, sometimes when you watch the signal counting down for the crosswalk to let them know how much time they have, you count that out and let it go. There'd be times I roll up to a light, man, and I'd be going 3, 2, 1, green. It'd turn green, wouldn't it, huh, babies? I love you guys. Magic, and I fooled you, and you don't like it. I just want you to know what a joy it's been to be your dad, okay? How fortunate I am to be a father. My grandkids, okay? My oldest grandchild, Avery's only 3, and then Genevieve's 2, and then we've got Tadex, Tadex is a year, almost 2, but they're gonna be 4, 3 and 2, man. Hey, I'm at a great point in life. It's Father's Day. You know what the thing for me about Father's Day is? I don't need a damn thing. I don't need a thing. You know why? It's been my privilege to be your pop. It's been my privilege to be able to engage with you daily and enjoy your lives as you grew up. Okay? And everything that you guys have accomplished, I'm not even going to go into that. I'm just telling you, I'm proud of each and every one of you. And thank you so much for accepting me as your dad and letting me be who I am, because look, I didn't go into this making a hell of a lot of money. It wasn't what my goal was with you kids. I wanted you to understand and appreciate life, but just enjoy it. And I thank God that I was able to do as much with you as I did. Alex and Court, I know that I wasn't there as much as I wanted to be in the later times after your mom and I, but I still, and now though, hell, it doesn't matter. Thank you for allowing me to be part of what we've got going on now. We've got a clan, man. We've got a clan, and it's tight. It really is. Love you all. Thank you for letting me allow you all to be able to understand about a bullshit filter, and allowing me to be hard on you when I needed to be, and maybe sometimes when I didn't. But I used to tell you, if you can get through me and you can deal with what the bullshit I've given you throughout life, there's no boss in your world that you'll ever encounter that you won't be able to handle. And please keep being the free thinkers that your moms and I have taught you to be, and keep spreading the love that we've talked about keeping it good in our hood. And from the bottom of my heart, to all you fathers out there, that I don't care what your situation is with your kids, man. If it's something estranged, try to fix it, because you're missing. you're missing out. Love you, my children. I'm Mr. Raider. Happy Father's Day to everybody, and I'm through. AC/DC, TNT. I'm dynamite. Oh yeah, baby. Right out of the sunset on your color TV screen. For all that I can get, if you know what I mean. Women to the left of me, women to the right. Ain't got no gun, ain't got no knife. Woo! Don't you start no fight. TNT, I'm dynamite. TNT, I'll win the fight. TNT, I'm a power load. TNT, watch me explode. Oh, boom. I'm dirty, mean, 90 and clean. I'm a wanted man. Public enemy number one. Understand? You lock up your daughter, lock up your wife, lock up that back door and run for your life, cause guess what? Back in town, and I won't mess around. Woo! I'm TNT. I'm dynamite. TNT. I'm winning the fight. We good? Yeah, man. I mean, we can start with TNT because I'll talk about how my kids, they all know that song because they've traveled on many road trips with me, man. That song comes on, we all know it. Kids sing it, yes. Yep, we get stupid. We do, because you're in the car. It's a closed captioned audience, man. What else do you do? Hell, that'll take you across 95 from Fallon F in Nevada all the way to almost Vegas. Let me tell you that, and you might not see but 3 cars on that whole damn trip. But guess what you do see? It's the UFO highway. You know what I mean, basically. And I think the UFO highway is actually 93, but there's a couple spots that you can stop. But yeah, man, it's a long way.